started writing when I was about 13, 14 years old, and a lot of those were just teen angst lyrics scribbled onto A4 pieces of paper, and then I suppose it just like evolved from there. Then when I was about 16, I started writing like more rappy kind of stuff, but I kind of kept that to myself. I didn't really share it with anyone. Then I went to uni, and then it kind of did creative writing, and it started developing even more. And then yeah, I can't remember, I think it was like last year of uni, and I started really getting into just writing things. I was never presented with the opportunity to do music. I would have loved to have done music, but I didn't know, or didn't get the opportunity to do any music with anyone. I'm not really very good on guitar. I've been told there's a musical element to it. I don't really write it to music or anything like that. I suppose I'm trying to get into the more narrative stuff. It was the Roundhouse Slam of 2009, so obviously that's where I met you. That's where I met Musa, Polar Bear, and Jody, and people like that. Saw me with a few gigs. Polar Bear was very nice and spoke to people as well, so I suppose that was like my first port of contact with people who were actually doing stuff in the London poetry scene. So that was, I suppose, when I made contact with them friends. So I suppose that was the gig that changed everything. Knew Luke from Latitude, and he got me down to Latitude, I think back in 2010, yeah. And then I did a gig with him in Guildford, and he said that his wife was setting up or had something called Nasty Little Press, and they were doing Nasty Little Press intros. Yeah, well, I suppose it's a unique thing that Nasty Little Press are doing. It's not many people get to. I suppose people bring out like anthologies and things like that of up and coming poets, but I think Nasty Little Press are doing something quite unique now, actually bringing out giving poets the opportunity to actually bring out like a small booklet. I mean, you can sell it at gigs, it's available online, all the proceeds actually go to the poet. There's only two poems actually. There's Deptford, which is a short one, and there's Minimum Wage, which is about 6 or 7 pages. Deptford just came from when I was sitting in a cafe waiting for a meeting with Apples and Snakes, and I don't know, I was just watching around me. A lot of my work is observational stuff, as you know. I'm not really into feelings and expressing my feelings in poetry. That's not me. I don't really do that. I prefer like watching people and watching things. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's not my thing. It's just I can't really bring myself to do that. It's not my thing. So I prefer watching people, and I've noticed recently that I watch people and then I place myself in the situation and like what I'm doing there. And sometimes I'm part of it and I don't understand that I'm part of it. I think I'm an outsider looking in. Sometimes, you know, I'm on the odd one out. Sometimes I think I'm blending in. So Deptford's just one of those basically, and it was just where I saw myself in Deptford on that, whenever it was Tuesday morning, sitting in a cafe very early in the morning waiting to speak to Apples and Snakes, and that's just my position. It's where I saw myself. Minimum Wage was working in the catering business before I became a teacher. I was working in bars and restaurants, and I was working at one bar in particular in Putney. I think it just came on from that really. It's just interacting with the customers and some of the customers that I had, and I thought to myself, well, probably a lot of people have had similar customers. Wrote a poem about 2-3 years ago. A spoken word piece about the Christmas truce. That was my shot. Oh no, it was your show, wasn't it? Oh yeah. It was about the Christmas truce between the Allied and German soldiers in the First World War, and I was just really moved by it. And then the piece developed, and as you know, I've been performing it for about 2 years. And then I was invited by Apples and Snakes to do their Words of Stage. So I decided to do that, and once I'd done, extended it to 20 minutes, and it turned into more of like a narrative and not so much as a 3-minute poem, and then it just kind of spurred me on to continue doing that. So since about, July last year, I've been basically working on that to turn it into like I suppose more of a piece for the theatre. it's the biggest thing I've worked on, to be honest. I think sometimes I'm kind of punching above my weight. It's just like, I think maybe I should have done something a little bit smaller and then do it, or maybe I should. But yeah, that's basically what I'm working on. I'm pretty excited about it. I have a scattered mind. I find it difficult to concentrate on stuff for like for a long time, and that's what's proving the most challenging. And sometimes I go through phases and I'm like, oh, this is shit, I can't be doing this one. I'm punching above my weight. And other times something will start, oh yeah, brilliant. And I suppose it's also because it's going to be in the theatre, and because I've got a background in theatre. I used to go to acting school and I did drama at uni, so I want to kind of utilise that. And so I suppose the words are one thing, but now I'm thinking about, right, the lighting, the staging. What am I going to wear? What's my role in it? Okay, I'm telling the story. Am I a soldier? How do I tell the people that I'm not a soldier? Am I a voice of the night? What's the staging going to be? Okay, I don't want to put a massive trench through the theatre. You know that Walls advert with the little dog? Yeah. It's like he can't express himself. Yeah. I remember watching that, and like, everything about that, I suppose, is so like, everything, the detail in that, like the way, the lights, the court, the way the guy's dressed, how bored the lady looks, what she's wearing, and everything like that. And to me, that was poetry. It was like capturing that. See, I tried to capture that in words, in description, and then it's captured right there in an advert. And I suppose that's it. I suppose poetry it's not just words. Poetry could be in music, it could be in film, it could be, I mean, if you see some of the greatest films, everything that you'd want to put in a poem is there for you, that you can actually see, that you can see. And I suppose it's maybe capturing a feeling, it's representation of something, it's understanding something, it's seeing something that you didn't know was there first of all, seeing something in a different light. I suppose that's poetry.
Hey.
And that's that.